Good morning, everybody, all around the world. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we create video experience sharing the joys of living in Mexico. This is our pre-Father's Day broadcast. And for all you daddies out there, and you got kids all over town, all around the world and everything, you did the do, you had the babies. Hey, happy Father's Day to you, and get ready to celebrate. I believe that's coming up this weekend, maybe. We got a bunch of people in the house this morning, and we're early. We're jamming. We got Char in the house. We got Nancy Trevino in the house. Lenora Wilson in the house. We got Don Cole in Florida, and the buck stop here. He was in the room like 4 hours ago, waiting to see what was going to happen today. And let me say right off, if you're new here, this is not the Bill Dallas Lewis channel show. This is your show. And I'm here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time to share information about moving to Mexico, living in Mexico. Maybe you have immigration questions, or maybe you have questions about, well, what? Ooh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. What if I what if I have questions about moving to Mexico and I don't know no Spanish? What if I want to drive my car through Mexico? Is it going to be dangerous? How do I figure out how to count money? If you have questions like that, it's your show. And ask any questions that you want. I've been here almost 20 years. In February, I will have lived in Mexico for 20 years. You may even be thinking, well, why would you ever live in Mexico? I get weird comments all the time. People talk about, well, why you live in Mexico? How can you live in Mexico? That's terrible. It must be terrible down there. But it's your show. Ask any questions that you would like. I am just here. I've got some video clips to share with you. I got things going on. I got a program to do, sure. But mainly, I'm just here to share with you how I love Mexico. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and moved down here, and I'm never leaving. I got a lot to say today, so let's get with it. Flying SGP, good morning to you. And I'm going to call her PJ. I don't know if she'll like that, but since I know I'm going to mess up her first name, but I know I can get her second name right. I can even get the Hickson right. But that excuse me, that Pindo, I'm just to say, Buenos dias from GDL, Guadalajara, Ola, and my neighbor across the pond, living at the bottom of the peninsula in I know where you live, Verlaine. And look who is here. She thinks, so she speaks. It's a beautiful day here in Charlotte. And here's Brian, pretty boy, maiden in the house. Great to see you here. Even Katrina the Maker has shown up. And we got what's happening. Oh, well, let's get right to, that's on my list, actually, Brian. The peso. The value of the peso is falling like a rock. And that's good for me. Tell you what, my rent in the last 30 days has gone down about $100 a month. And the peso this morning, it's right around 1860. The peso, the value of the peso is the lowest it's been in a year. And I hope it goes down further. I don't want anything bad to happen to the people that live here. But the peso, that means if you come down here and visit, everything is going to be way cheaper. And I'm paying in my building. I don't know how many units are in here. Must be 200 units in here. I've got the cheapest rent of anybody in this building. And I know people in this building that are paying like 22,000 pesos. That's like $1,100, $1,200 a month. That means their rent went down about $200, maybe $300 a month. So the peso, if you want to come down here and visit and eat a lot of food, drink a lot of beer, drink a lot of tequila, do whatever it is that you do, now is the time to come down here. And I hope it stays that way. I hope the peso drops down to where it was about 3 or 4 years ago. That'd be real good for me, because I'm greedy. I like my money in my pocket. I like when I spend my dollar, it's worth a lot. I'm just saying. Axel Foley in the house. Axel, I've been thinking about you because the new Beverly Hills Cop 4 is out. Axel informed us last week. I got to hit the theater. I usually don't go to the movies, but I'm going to check it out. Great to see you here. And Helen Hall, happy Father's Day weekend. Sunny and getting hotter here in Wilmington, Delaware. Great to see you in the house. And we got Ms. Matthews in the house, my hometown girl in Columbus, Ohio. Let me, I got to click a button over here. Click this button. Great to see you here, Ms. Matthews. And Ms. Sam is in the house. Buenos dias, amiga. Glad to see you here. My new neighbor in Morelia. Hey, Bill, are you still? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I've got that on my list of things to talk about in Morelia. Now, I thought, oh, my little phone's going on. I got all kinds of stuff going on. I got too many devices going on here. For those of you that don't know, I am moving to Morelia. I think I'm gonna leave here the 2nd or 3rd of July. I'm going to take a bus. It's going to be like a 12, 14-hour bus ride. I'm not going to talk about it long. But I could fly. But I think to fly to Morelia with like 3 suitcases, a hard drive in a box, and some carry-on stuff, I think that would cost me like $700. If I take the bus to Morelia with my senior citizens discount card, it's only going to cost me about $20. So I'm going to take the bus, get my bus ticket on Monday. Thought I had an apartment. I thought I was all good to go. But what happened was last weekend, I called my new landlord, and he didn't answer the phone. So I called him again the next day, and he didn't answer the phone. And then he sent me some messages that were not really warm and fuzzy and friendly, which really also the apartment, I liked the way the apartment looked, but I was on the 4th floor, and it had a teeny tiny refrigerator. The refrigerator is like 3 foot tall. The refrigerator, you could probably fit in like a can of Coca-Cola and 2 slices of bread in there, maybe a sandwich. And, I told him, I said, hey, man, this refrigerator is really small. He says, well, that's just the decor of the apartment. So last, I think it was maybe Monday or Tuesday, I sent him a message, and I said, I'm not doing that. And then this week I had the pleasure of speaking with someone for about an hour and a half. And it was someone that had moved to a city in Mexico, and I could use my Facebook method to find an apartment, but that's how my ex-landlord found me. So I'm not using that method this time. And this new person that I talked to for an hour and a half this week, this person told me, well, She got an Airbnb, got on Facebook Marketplace, and she booked about nine places to look for an apartment. And she found a beautiful apartment. She's spending about $500 a month right about. She's very happy with the location. So I'm going to follow her lead. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get an Airbnb in Morelia, set a bunch of appointments, and I'm going to get a place that has a real size refrigerator. I can live on the second floor, but I don't know if I want to live on the fourth floor. Also, I'm going to do a couple of new things when I look for the apartment. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to look around, see what the place looks like, and I'm going to go right into the shower and turn on the hot water and see what comes out, because I like my showers hot. And as David knows, living in Morelia with his wife, it's like Morelia can get chilly in the wintertime. It might go down to like 39 degrees at nighttime. I don't want to jump out of my bed, get in a cold shower. I'm not for that. I'm not for that at all. Now, let me tell you, this guy that I go into his shop to buy various things from regularly, and Oliver, he's a Mexican, and he speaks fluent English, and we were talking about taking showers. And he says, I like my showers cold. I don't want no cold shower. So anyway, yes, David, I'm looking for another place in Morelia. And so that's my new plan. Get an Airbnb, get there, set some appointments. And my old landlord had told me that it's really hard to find apartments in Morelia. But the person that I talked to this week for an hour and a half on the phone, this person told me there were so many apartments. I mean, there were so many empty apartments and the prices were really good. I think I can find a place for about $400 a month. That's what I'm talking about, $400 a month. And all the extra money that I saved because I got a good deal on a nice apartment, I can use to travel and make videos. But because that's what I do. I'm Bill the Geek. So anyway, that's the story on that. Russ Shrewsbury, old Bill from the mountains of southern West Virginia. Russ, great to see you here. And Russ, on a side note, Jerry, oh my God. Who's the famous basketball player who just died this week? He was in the NBA. I think his first name is Jerry Lucas. Is that it? He died this week, and he's from Cabin Creek, West Virginia. And I've been by Cabin Creek, West Virginia a million times, because driving from Columbus, Ohio to Gaithersburg, Maryland to visit my parents, you drive through West Virginia, and to drive through West Virginia on that highway in the mountains is the most beautiful trip that you can take. And you get to this one spot, and you see the sign Cabin Creek, and you look down, it looks like the population's like 200 people, but it's really cute. It looks like a little fantasy place. But anyway, that dude died this week. Maybe I'll remember his name. Maybe somebody will remember it for me. Ken Art in the house. Hola, Maimo. You changed my name, dude. It's Mamo. Mamo, great to see you in the house as always. And again, if you're new here, first thing you want to do is click the like button if you like what I'm saying. And secondly, ask anything, leave any comments that you want. She thinks so, she speaks. I hope the peso stays down. I'll be back July the 1st, and I plan on buying a car. She thinks so, she speaks. I'm with you, girl. I hope the peso drops so that all of a sudden I'm paying like $10 a month for rent. Yeah. Bill, you need to see Bad Boys Ride or Die. It keeps getting better every movie. I love those movies with Will Smith and whatever the other dude's name is. Great movies, love them. Jamie, my friend from sunny Canada. Jamie checks in on me regularly and sends me very useful information that sometimes I put on our new Facebook channel. And for what it's worth, we do have a Facebook channel. It's called what is it called? It's called I think it's called Mexico Expats Living in Mexico, something like that. Bill Dallas Lewis. A link is to the Facebook group is in the description below. And feel free to join the group. Some people, somebody told me that if you start a Facebook group, make sure that you have people answer questions like, okay, will you be nice to the other people? Will you obey the rules? I mean, the rules are real simple. Just be nice and don't, say bad things to other people. And so right now we have like 237 people in the group. And, I'm not trying hard to make it grow. But I've had maybe 4 or 5 people that don't even answer the questions. Will you be nice to people? No answer. Will you follow the rules? No answer. I just have to click dismiss. Adios, amigos. So if you try to join the group, make sure that you answer the questions. Virginia in New York. Hi, Bill. I guess with the heat wave, Ahihic is no longer the best weather. The best to you. Well, I don't know, Virginia. Ahihic, I bet it might get up to 95, but I bet it's not real humid. So whatever. David, I'll keep my eyes peeled. Thank you so much. Buck stops here. You're right. You're right, Bill. The U.S. dollar to the Mexico peso exchange rate is currently 18.45. Although this thing dropped, yes. Just a couple of days ago, it was at 18.67. And my neighbor, Pam, who's in Las Vegas, she lives right next door. She's in Vegas for 3 weeks right now because it just got too hot for her. She's like my sister. If she orders food and she can't eat it all, she'll give it to me. If I can help her, if I can go get something for her, I'll do that. We help each other a lot. But before she left for Vegas, which was about 10, maybe 2 weeks ago, she told me the value of the peso is going down right after the Mexican election. And that was on June 2nd. So that was 2 weeks ago. And sure enough, right after the election, the peso started dipping. And she was right, hit it right on the head and keep going down, Mr. Peso. Dominique, great tips for apartment hunting. Try it out. I've tried them all out. But I'm going to show up in Morelia, get an Airbnb with a nice big giant refrigerator. I'm going to talk about in this video Jerry West, Axel Foley. There you go. Jerry West from Cabin. Thank you so much. Jerry West, famous NBA basketball star. I think he played for the Lakers. I think he went on to be like the coach and the general manager for the Lakers. He died this week. He was 86, I believe, from Cabin Creek, West. Oh, everybody but me knows. Everybody but me knows. Everybody. It wasn't Jerry Lucas. Yeah, Bill. Thank you every. That's funny. Hey, that's the good thing about when you get many great minds together. When you get many great minds together, they help each other out. No, oh yeah, Bill Walton died also. His game was similar to Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, everybody got it now. Helen, yeah, Jerry West. Ciao, back in Italy, but coming to Mexico in August, girl. Come on down. Where are you going to be? Hey, Angela Bofield died. Oh my God, she died as well this week. Angela Bofield. Oh, that's she. What a talent she was. Well, we all come and we all go. God bless everybody. Oh, Ola, Michelle, Luis, Charles, Ola to you. Happy to see you here today. Now, this week, I had the pleasure of getting together with a couple of friends of mine for lunch. And they show up occasionally on Saturdays and say hello. And I did a video with them. Oh, I did a video with them about a year ago. And let's see. Here we go. Oh, okay. And we went to this restaurant. We went to a they took me to a restaurant near the ocean, right near El Centro. It's not salty like soy sauce. Let me show of a review, but here we are. This is Wednesday at 12:30, and I think what you're going to see now, Wednesday was the 12th of June, and this is at 12:30 in the afternoon. Here we go. Look who's there. It's Sheila and Rudy. Oh, look how happy they are. Sheila and Rudy. They live about a mile away from me, and this place was packed. There must have been 400 people in there. Wednesday at 12:30, there were a few. I don't know if those people are Canadians or Americans. I don't know. I don't know what they were, but the food was excellent, and it was hotter than hell outside. But there was a breeze coming off the ocean, so the place felt as though it was. It felt as though. It was air conditioned in there. It was wonderful. Oh yeah, and you can see young people. I love seeing young people in the part of town I live in. You see a lot of retirees. I love seeing young people. I love seeing people of all different ages. There's some more young people sitting over there. And look at the view that we had with boats going by. And speaking of young people, this couple at the next table had this beautiful baby who was looking at me and smiling. I don't have any babies. You don't have to wish me happy Father's Day, because I ain't no father. But I do love children. And I've worked with about 500,000 children in the United States when I used to write and illustrate children's books. And the beauty of this baby is we didn't hear a peep out of the baby, not a peep. And the baby didn't even fart or God forbid anything else that would be smelly. And then we're at the restaurant and the food came. Here you go. This is coconut shrimp and French fries and mashed potatoes. And it was, as my grandmother would say, she would say, it was delicious. It was delicious. And all that shrimp and the mashed potatoes cost $9. Uh, and I had half eaten it. I had half. The meal was almost gone. But I tell you, I'm a YouTuber, but sometimes I forget that I should be taking pictures of stuff, especially when I go to restaurants. When I go to the restaurant, I should actually take pictures all the time, but I forget. And so, like halfway through the meal, I say, oh, I should take a picture of this. And there's Sheila got the same thing that I got. And that meal lasts me for 3 days. Fortunately, I have an air fryer. So you put that stuff in the air fryer the next day with the French fries. And it was just like you just got it in the restaurant. Rudy got popcorn shrimp. By the time I caught the video, his popcorn shrimp was gone. Totally gone. Rudy don't mess around when the food comes. It's time to eat. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see what else is going on here. Ola Buck stops here. Wow. Bill Walton died May 27th. Jerry West died June 12th. That's so sad. R.I.P. to the greats. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know anything about the NBA, they were both fabulous people and fabulous players. Rudy, here's Rudy in the house. Rudy. Rudy, can you, Rudy, I forgot the name of the restaurant. Could you please tell us what the name of the restaurant was? Because I didn't look. You guys told me the name of the restaurant. I should have taken a picture of the menu. I go blank. I go all blank. But Rudy, if you could put up the name of that restaurant, that would be greatly appreciated. And I do believe that Pamela B, I don't even know why she's Pamela B, because I know that's not her last name. But that's my neighbor. She's in Las Vegas right now. And Joy probably spent all her money. She's probably homeless, watching us from the cell phone after losing all her vacation money, but she'll be there for 3 weeks. I think the reason is that here in, the reason being, I think, is that it's hot and humid as hell here in Mazatlan. I mean, right now it is at the point of just being, I don't want to go outside. When I leave here, I got to go get my laundry, pick up some tomatoes and avocados. Laundry places it's only like 3 or 4 blocks away, then walk another 2 blocks, get my tomato and avocado. It's hot as hell outside. So Pamela and all the Canadians in Mazatlan leave this time of year. And this is really hot for this time of year already. But anyway, hi Pam. I hope you're having a wonderful time. Miss Sam, I took the ETN luxury bus from Guadalajara to Morelia with 5 heavy suitcases, and they never charged me for those suitcases. Okay, Ms. Sam, thank you very much. ETN, I've taken ETM several times from Puerto Vallarta to Guadalajara, in fact, and they're very cozy. They have Wi-Fi when they're in range. You can watch movies. The bathrooms are really clean. And if you ever take a bus or an airplane in Mexico, always take something really warm, like 2 sweaters or 2 hoodies or even a winter jacket. even if it's hotter than hell where you're living. Because when you get on the bus companies want to freeze your butt off. They want you to be comfortable. So a word to the wise: don't if you're taking a bus on a trip that lasts more than 10 minutes, be sure that if you're taking a 4-hour, 5-hour bus trip, dress warm, dress really warm, because you're going to freeze. So when you get on that bus, don't be getting on the bus in no t-shirt and shorts. Also, I would strongly suggest wearing a mask. One of those, in Spanish, they're called cobra bocas. One of those masks during the a COVID mask. Because I took the bus from Morelia back here to Mazatlan. It was an all-day trip. It was like 16 hours. When I came back, I had the flu. I was sick for like 2 weeks. So word to the wise: if you take the bus, they're wonderful, spacious, very comfortable. You can lean back, watch movies. They have electricity, so you can recharge your phone or your laptop computer. But dress warm and wear a mask or an aqua lung. Whatever works for you. Timmy, Bill, can you explain what the INAPM card is for in Mexico? I'm a permanent resident now. I believe that card is the senior citizens discount card. And I believe, let me check something out over here on this monitor over here. Let me check this out. Oh, there we go. BillTheGeek.org. Right on. That would be me. Okay. Yeah, if you go to BillTheGeek. I did a video on that card. And if you go to BillTheGeek.org, there are links at the top. And on the right-hand side, it says very helpful info. Hover over that, and then you'll see discount for seniors in Mexico. I did a video on how to get the seniors discount card, what paperwork you need, where you go to get it, how you get it, how long does it take to get it, what are the requirements of it. And when I got the card, I was living in Chapala. We went to visit the office one day. I went back the next day, got the card. They laminated the card, but with it, and if you go to Google and do a search for INAPM, they have a website that shows you all of the discounts that the card will cover. I know for a fact you can get into the movie theaters for half off, and the movie theaters are real inexpensive. I'm just going to say cheap. Even though some people find that offensive, but the movies here are only like $4 to get in. So you get half off that. You get half off the bus. And maybe I've said this before, but if you take the bus, you want to buy your ticket like maybe a couple of days early. I'm buying my bus ticket 2 weeks early, because if you go to buy your ticket, if you go to buy your ticket, and maybe 5 other people used the card, then you can't use yours. I don't know what the number is. So I'm going to go 2 weeks early. That way I'll get 50% off my bus ride. I think you can get 30 to 40% off of your airfare. Check that out. Some people told me it was 15%, but I talked with the air people directly. They told me it was 40%. You can get a lot of discounts for like 10, 15% discounts on pharmaceuticals, many pharmaceuticals. Oh, whenever you go to a museum, you get 50% off. I went to the aquarium here. I think that was like $8 to get in. So I got half off of that. But anyway, Timmy, go to buildthegeek.org. There's a link, very helpful tips on the top of the page. And you'll see a link to that video. And in the house, we have none other than Terry Don Marshall. We've done videos together. And Pamela B., you're in D.C. Sorry, I got you wrong, girls. Sorry. And my parents lived in Gaithersburg, Maryland for about 30 years. They both died there. I didn't grow up there. They moved there. My dad worked for the federal government. So they moved there my first year of college. But D.C., I love D.C. It's a wonderful place, except they got a little too much traffic for me. And it can snow there. I remember I went to visit my father one time in D.C. There was 4 or 5 feet of snow on the ground. That's crazy. South Florida is a lake. Ooh, climate change, baby. Virginia, can my small dogs in a dog bag go on that long bus ride? Small dogs in a dog bag. 2 dogs, small dogs. I don't know. You'd have to cage them up. I don't know if they would let you stick them down with the luggage. I know if the dog is really small, you can put them under your seat. But you got 2 dogs. You might have to pay for 2 bus tickets. Yeah, I'm thinking you might have to pay for 2 bus tickets just so you could. And if they both have one of those little kennels to slide under your seat, you have to make sure that that's going to fit under the seat. Think about that. I've been MIA. When's your move, Bill? Excited for you. Thank you, La Dolce Vita. I move, I believe, the 2nd or 3rd of July. There you go. I rode in the VIP section. Only 4 of us were in that section. The cost was less than $50, and she's talking about the bus. I've never done the VIP section. I mean, the whole bus is like a VIP section. Also, I like the double deckers. Some bus lines have the double deckers. And so that it's a double decker bus. You have the top and the bottom. And if you get on top, you can sit in the very front row, right above the bus driver. And it's a wonderful experience. When I can do it, that is what I do. But when I would take a bus from Guadalajara to Puerto Vallarta, which is 4.5 hour bus ride, that was like 400 pesos, $20 with the senior citizens discount card. That'd be like $10. We have 75 people in the house, and people have clicked that like button 24 times. We've talked about the peso. I didn't say that we have excellent internet this morning. I was a minute late because I use a streaming service. It's called StreamYard. And then they at 30 minutes before we go live, they give you a countdown. Once you get to 30 minutes ahead of time, they say, okay, countdown. You have 29 minutes, and they show you second by second. And when you get to 0, it says, okay, showtime. And then you click the go live button. And I've been using them almost 3 years now. And I click go live right at the time to go live, and they gave me a message. It said, we're experiencing super heavy traffic. Try back in like 30 to 60 seconds. And I had to click that like 5 or 6 times. That's why I was like 4 or 6 minutes late this morning. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Pamela B, I was riding the bus in DC. There was a shooting near the bus route on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. The bus had to detour and drop us off 4 blocks away from the stop. We could see the shot dude on the sidewalk. Ooh. Thanks, Pamela. Ooh, that's one of the joys of living in Mexico. Oh, that's just whatever. DC, right on. And on a crime note, there's a place called Chiapas, and Chiapas, they have a very small town. It is a very small town, population maybe 5,000. The town got evacuated because drug gangs were carrying their machine guns, having battles with one another, and like 4,000 people evacuated the town. People don't feel safe. They want the government to send troops in to protect them. So yeah, I'm always talking about how safe Mexico is, but it's like one guy in Puerto Vallarta. He makes videos. He's a Mexican, lives there, speaks English, makes regular videos. And he says, well, if you're coming to Mexico, just stay in the bubble. And what he was meaning was, if you're in Puerto Vallarta, stay in the major parts of the city. Don't get out there in the middle of nowhere. And things are generally pretty safe. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Tom M. Hi, Bill. The ETN bus line has the double-decker buses. And yes, you are right. The entire bus is like a VIP section. Yeah, the entire bus is like a VIP section without the Inapom card. Still only cost me $19. Yeah, bam, right on. $19 from Guadalajara to Puerto Vallarta. And for those of you that don't know, from GDL to PV, it's like a 4.5 hour ride. It's a wonderful ride. The bus is totally cool and comfortable. It's wonderful. Also, before you take the bus, usually the bus stations have places to buy food. You can buy Mexican food. I mean, you can buy. I've had some real. They have kitchens there. Where was I? I think I was in Leon. They have full kitchens in there. You get some great Mexican food to go. Here in Mazatlan, they have a Pizza Hut and a Burger King at the bus station. They have a Mexican rotisserie chicken in the bus station. But before I get on the bus for 12, 14 hours, I'm going to get a couple of really big, good Mexican sandwiches so I can chow down and ride in style with a big bottle of water and my laptop computer good to go. We got 73 people in the house. Click the like button. Oh, and if you're new here, ask a question or leave a comment. And subscribe. Why not subscribe to the channel? Axel Foley, I believe the peso is losing value because the new president politics is left. Yeah, I need to research Claudia more. She's Jewish. She says she's a socialist. So I've got to do some more research about that. But she's telling people, on Jamie, who said hello to us earlier, he sent me a video. It's an interview with the new president of Mexico. Her name is Claudia, and I put an interview with her that was sent to me from Jamie on our new Facebook page. I just put that up maybe Wednesday of this week. if you want to know more about her and her politics and what she's going to do for Mexico, go to Mexico Expats. Bill Dallas Lewis, join the group. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. And I still have some video clips to share. Oh, okay. I want to talk about this. There's an apartment building across the street from where I'm living. And, you know, I've done videos on noise in Mexico. They don't allow noise like this in the United States. But in Mexico, if they're building a house next door, they get there at 8 o'clock in the morning and they work until 6 in the afternoon. The first thing they do is turn on their electrical tools. Boom, 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 boom. And then after that, well, so that they can hear their music, they got to play their music really loud because their electrical drills and all that stuff going on, and you can't hear your music unless it's really loud. Wow! So they turn their music, and so you experience that 6 days out of the week. So they started building this place right here. Is this the place right here? Here we go. There's the neighborhood. That's the place right there in the middle. They started building that place 9 months ago. They just finished. Like last week. So I'll have 2 weeks. Actually, they started building that place about a year and a half ago. I've been listening to their noise for a year and a half. A year and a half. Musica. And on Saturdays, sometimes they like any day of the week, they might show up early. They might show up at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the first thing they do is turn on that music. It'll drive you freaking out of your mind. But that is all complete. Okay, we got some comments coming here. Let's see who's talking about what. Now, Dominique. Q, what is the best, safest border crossing from Texaco, from Texas to Mexico for walking? Very good question. For walking, you're going to walk across the border in Texas. I came in, but I drove. I've only crossed the border when not in an airplane. I'm going to say 4 times in a car, and each time I did it. Let's look at the map. Let's get out Mr. Map here, and let's make the map bigger. And zoom out. Let us zoom out here. Okay, for walking, zoom out greatly. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Here is Austin, Texas. Here is San Antonio. And here is Laredo right here. And here is Nuevo Leon. No, that's not where I stayed. I stayed right on the border of Laredo a few nights because I got there and I wanted to cross. Here it is right here. This is Laredo in the United States, but I crossed in Nuevo Laredo, which is right across the border. And I think I crossed the border and actually spent the night in Nuevo Laredo. Let's zoom in a tad and see if that shows up on the map. Maybe I stayed in Nuevo Leon, but it was cool. I didn't have any problems. But that's all I can say. I have no clue if you're going to walk across the border. All I can tell you is good luck. David, I'm told that El Paso is the best place to cross the border. Thank you. I don't know. I just have a channel and a big mouth, and that's where people like David and Axel Foley and other people can help all of us out. Thanks, Bill and David. Oh, you're Dominique. You are very welcome. Earthly color brown. Ola from Alaska. Midnight sun is like noise. Oh, in Mexico. Unpleasant. Yeah, I can't imagine that. I got a few more videos to show from we got 72 people in the house with 37 likes. We got a few more video clips going down. Let's see now. Oh, here we go. One of my I did want to show these video clips of one of my favorite places in Mexico. If you've been to Puerto Vallarta, if you're thinking about Puerto Vallarta, if you can, stay in Sayulita. Sayulita, I'm going to say that Sayulita is more international than Puerto Vallarta. When I was visiting there, I met people from Australia, Venezuela. They didn't in Puerto Vallarta. You meet a lot of Americans and Canadians, but in Sayulita, and it's a younger group of people. They party hard at nighttime. It's a little pricey. It is a little bit pricey, but it's a younger, and I'm going to say more diverse, international crowd. I love Sayulita, and it's a small town, much smaller than Ajijic. And you can see they have cobblestone streets. When I first visited there, they had dirt streets. And it's a big surfing town. It's and this is I think this is in November. In November, it's going to be highly populated, but the beaches are beautiful, and people go there and surf and enjoy themselves greatly. And I think this is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, probably on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. But I'm going to say Sayulita is one of my favorite Mexico places. But I think to get a nice hotel or an Airbnb may be a little bit pricey. But I run into so many subscribers that got the big cash. I know some subscribers down here in Mazatlan. They got the big cash. And here you go. If you look closely, you'll see people actually surfing. There's a guy carrying a surfboard. Sayulita is a big surfing town. And when I was there was a brother there. I forget the brother's name. Brother means black guy, but he sold marijuana brownies. I didn't buy any. I forget the guy's name, but everybody knew him. Very popular man selling marijuana brownies on the beach. Okay, and one more. Let's do it. One more. I love some Sayulita, but I'm sure that whole Puerto Vallarta area, Mazatlan, anything on the West Coast on the ocean is going to be hot and humid as hell. But this is wintertime. This is like November. So it's the weather is perfect in the winter time. I'm just showing this because this is one of my favorite places in Mexico, Sayulita. If you're in Puerto Vallarta, get to Walmart, take the bus. It's about a 20-minute bus ride, costs you about $1.50. There are people with their surfboards. A wonderful experience. Yeah. So let's get back to comments. I love Sayulita. Yeah. The joys of living in Mexico. Okay, now, happy Father's Day. Thank you very much. Feliz Dia de Padres. Kenny Wilson, is there an airport in Morelia, and do they take flights from Houston? I have no clue. I have no idea. So let's do something unique. Let's go over here. And people ask me questions, but here's what I do. I'm just going to go to this computer over here. What am I doing? Okay. And that's does Morelia, Mexico have an airport? It just popped up for me. Oh, yeah, they even have a code. Yeah, they have an airport, and the code is CNJ4. Yeah, there you go. CNJ4 is the code. Type that into Google, and you will be good to go, Kenny. Thank you for asking. Sorry, I didn't have the answer. And Jamie, thank you, Jamie, for contributing to the channel. That's how we pay our rent down here in Mexico. Even though the peso is going down, we earn all of our rent money through going live on Saturdays and people contributing to the channel. Thank you, Jamie, for contributing that Canadian money, and I can truly use that to buy a beer. Sure, I used to love the midnight sun in Scandinavia. Sometimes hard to sleep, though. Yeah, right. Ms. Sam, I have been living in Morelia for over 3 months. I have never heard a noise. Good for you. I can't wait to get there. I have never even heard a person raise their voice. I feel so lucky to be living in Morelia. And let me say, Ms. Sam, where I live, this building has to be one of the most expensive places to live in Mazatlan. I mean, these people are paying money out the butt to live in this place. But I'm 3 blocks from the ocean, and I'm 3 blocks away from like 4 or 5 high-rise, expensive tourist hotels, and they play loud music every night. They start playing this music every night. They start at 9 o'clock. They start at 9 o'clock at night, and they play really loud music until 4 o'clock in the freaking morning. Until 4 o'clock in the freaking morning every night. So that way, how am I pointing? Let's point that way. That way is where the ocean is, and over there is my main king size bedroom over there. So I have to leave the king size bedroom and go behind this door into the little bedroom, which will cut out a lot of the noise. But that's another thing about when you look for an apartment in Mexico, look around to see if there's bars around, because whatever. But good for you, Ms. Sam. Dominique, absolutely agree with you. We see ourselves in Mexico soon. Climate change is a factor in where we land. It was Morelia, yet the humidity sounds different. And I talked with when I went out to lunch with Rudy and Sheila. They're booking some time to go to Thailand. I'm hearing more and more like Black people looking at Thailand. And Sheila found a place for rent. I think it was 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, nice place. It was like $158 a month. It's supposed to be really cheap in Thailand. But the killer for me is it's hot as hell in Thailand. So I don't care how cheap it is. If I'm going to sweat year around, I'm not going. That's it for me. Dominique, Ms. Sam, sounds wonderful. Can't wait to get there. You come on down, girl. Come on down. Axel Foley, Bill, if healthcare in Mexico is inexpensive, why do expats return to the U.S. for procedures relating to things like heart problems, etc.? Mexican doctors train in the U.S. and Spain, 2 of the best. I think a lot of if you have a heart attack or something like that, all of a sudden you're getting into a situation where you might need what? $40,000, $50,000 American money to take care of that. Or even in Mexico, maybe it would cost $15,000, $20,000. And a lot of people, if you break your arm, if you're going to put a crown on a tooth, if you're getting a checkup, on basic stuff, healthcare in Mexico is very affordable. But if you're in a situation where you're going to have to come up with $10,000 to $20,000, a lot of people don't have $10,000 to $20,000, but many people have Medicare. So people leave if they have Medicare, if they're retired and they have Medicare, and instead of paying like $15,000, $20,000 cash, Mexico to get your heart taken care of, if they can fly back to the United States and let Medicare pay for it, I think that's why a lot of people go back to the United States. They have Medicare, and so it's kind of like free. It's not free; they've already paid for it, but whatever. You're very welcome, Kenny. Very welcome. Anytime. There you go. Yes. And thank you, PJ, for contributing to the channel. Thanks for helping support my life in Mexico and the YouTube channel. This is how we pay the rent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Morelia sounds amazing. Can y'all speak to the weather in Morelia and cost of living there? Now David is in the house. He's in Morelia. Ms. Sam is in Morelia. But for my research, Morelia is one of the most, I'm going to say, affordable places to live, with one of the nicest weather systems in Mexico. And there are 1 million people there. They have more than 8 universities there. For me, it's all systems go. I've been out here for 20 years. I've lived in Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Chapala, Ajijic, now Mazatlan. I've traveled throughout Mexico, and Morelia is number 1 on my list. I said Sayulita was a great place, but it's going to be hot as hell, and it's going to be very expensive, like Puerto Vallarta. Johnny, good morning, Bill. Hope you are well. Peace and blessings always. Thank you so much, Johnny Williams, to you. I have heard Thailand is also coming up with a new visa soon. And I've heard somebody, let me check over here, because you can donate to the channel by clicking on the donate link below. And my phone said that somebody just donated to the channel. Let me see who this is. Meg Miser. Oh, thank you. I'm not going to say your full name, but thank you so much for donating $20 to the channel. God bless you for supporting our efforts in sharing the joys of living in Mexico. You are the best. You're all the best. Yeah. Okay. Char Williams, I love lakes and mountains, so Lake Chapala area seems perfect. But hearing you talk about Morelia has me thinking, is there any water area around Morelia? Yes. Yeah, they have lakes and stuff. It's in the middle of the mountains. It's and David would know better than me. Many times David will say, well, I won't be with you this week because me and the wife and her family were going here, we're going there. But I do believe there are several, meaning more than 3 lakes. There's a lot of places for hiking, and that's smack dab in the center of Mexico. It's fabulous. I bet that expats are going to be really upset when I get to Morelia, because I'm going to make a bunch of videos. It's going to be a very popular place. Allison, has anyone here driven lately from Dallas to San Miguel? It seems so dangerous. I haven't. And if anyone has, chirp right in. But I bet if you just drive in the daytime, stay on the paid toll roads, I don't think you have any problem. Only drive in the daytime, stay on the toll roads. I do not believe that you will have any problems at all. Dominique, Guanajuato sounds like a great place to live too. Great weather, the arts, beautiful architecture. Guanajuato is the bomb. I'm going to say that I could live in Guanajuato in a second. I've done videos about Guanajuato. It's beautiful. The weather was super great. The food was awesome. And I would have chose Guanajuato, but my rental research showed that Guanajuato was a little bit more expensive than Morelia. Not that much more expensive, but a little bit more than Morelia. So I went with Morelia. But when I get to Morelia, I know that I'm going to get me some time in Guanajuato. Guanajuato is high on my list of places to stay in Mexico. Over excessive heat and unnecessary snow will negative degrees peace, tranquility, and soft landing are key. Very good. Great memory. Great memory. Allison, yeah. Sometime the memory work, sometime it don't work. You know, but sometime it working a little bit today. So, you know, yeah, I tell you what, you get to be 68 like me, and I'm just happy that I can walk and talk. I can see, you know, I'm good to go with all of that. Now, before I go any further, I'm looking at my notes here, and I want to say something very important. First of all, I want to say, if you work online, move down here to Mexico and find a fairly cheap place to live, and you will be so happy. You will be so happy. I've been working online for 20 years down here. I picked up a couple of clients this week. And I teach computer graphics, search engine optimization, and web design, and people still find me. And so I'm teaching this guy. Where is he? He's in Los Angeles. I got another student in Orlando, and I don't do it anymore. But I had 2 appointments this week. I have an appointment on Tuesday. So okay, but working online in Mexico, you're making American money or Canadian money, and you're paying Mexico prices. It's wonderful. But to do that, you have to have computers. And if you're going to come down here and work online, make sure that you have 2 devices in case one dies. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, like, I've got this brand new MacBook Pro here. It's the bomb. It's really fast, very reliable. I can take it with me on the road, so I can go live when I'm on the road. Couldn't do that before. And then over here, this machine, this is my iMac. This is my, what am I showing over here? This is my iMac over here. It's been totally rebuilt. It is a super machine, but the guys at the computer store, this one, I just replaced my logic board. I just got it back about 3 weeks ago. And the guy at the computer shop that repaired it, he said, always turn your computer off when you're not using it and unplug it. And I say that because about this time last year, I used to leave this guy on all the time because it took so long to boot it up and to shut it down. But now it's all been rebuilt. It boots up fast, shuts down fast. But now this guy, if I'm not using him, I turn him off. And the same with this guy that I'm using right here, the MacBook Pro. If I'm not using them, I turn them off and I unplug them. If I can't see the machine, it is unplugged. And I've said it before because I have seen my surge protector go up in smoke. Literally, about a year ago, I saw my surge protector. I heard something smelling, and I just saw smoke coming out of my surge protector. That's about the time when this guy died last year. And I think, also the guy at the computer place, he said people really underestimate the power of heat and humidity on computers. He said even in air conditioning, there's humidity, and the humidity gets into your computer. So I do want to say it again. If you can work online and you're young, I came down here, I think I was like 44 years old. If you're retired, come down too. You have a good time down here. But if you work on time, come on down to Mexico, and you can buy computers down here. But I just had to say that because I think it is very, very important. All right, now let's come down here. Let's see. Axel Foley, Bill, have you joined any Morelia groups so you can keep up to date with the scene there? I'm going to get there. Thank you for asking, Axel. I'm going to get there. And the plan is I'm going to go to a university or so. And the plan is to find a conversational English group. That would be people at the university, students, regular students, master students, PhD students, medical students, or professors that have little groups speaking conversational English. So then I'll be the star of speaking English, and I'll be meeting regularly with educated Mexican people. That's the plan. That's my plan. Instead of going to bars, instead of going to churches, I'm going to go to universities and find groups of people at the university that want to enhance their conversational English. That is the plan for now. PJ, any thoughts on the vibe in Zapopan? Zapopan, I lived in Zapopan for how long did I lived there for like 4 years in Zapopan. And if you've been to Zapopan and you know where the Galleria is in Zapopan, that's a big giant mall. It's a big, and across from the Galleria is Costco. I lived about 5 blocks from there. Got to put in my password on the big machine over here. I lived there for about 4 years. And then they have this giant park, Parque Metropolitan. It's called Metropolitan Park. It's huge and it's beautiful. And I used to walk through there every morning. One morning I was walking through the park. They have the most beautiful trees. In this park in Zapopan. And for those of you that don't know, Zapopan is a suburb of Guadalajara. And some people would get upset with the way I say that, but because it's actually a municipality and it's its own city, but whatever you want to say it is, I'm gonna call it a suburb. And they have like the whole place looks like a suburb, it looks like an American suburb, nice little houses and, the whole deal. They have apartment complexes, but, okay. So I'm walking through the park one morning and they were having an international yoga festival. Also in Zapopan at this same metropolitan park I'm talking about, one year they had the Latin American Olympics there and the Summer Olympics. So they have this huge water thingy in there. It has like 20 swimming pools inside for swimmers and you can go high diving from these diving boards all inside, and when I would walk by that place, is huge in the Metropolitan Park in Zapopan. I'm walking by there at 6 o'clock in the morning and you could hear people swimming in there at 6 o'clock in the morning. So Zapopan was cool. And I'm gonna say the whole time I lived in Guadalajara, 4 years, I only saw like 3 or 4 Americans. I didn't see any Canadians in Zapopan. And I remember, there were 2 Americans and their son that lived like a half a block away from me, but I never saw him. I saw the son frequently. He was like in college. He was a cool guy. But then this other guy that I met, he was at the grocery store. But so in 4 years, I only saw like 3 Americans and 1 Canadian. So Zapopan was cool with me. I liked it. It was cool, but again, Guadalajara is just a little too big for me. And Ms. Char Williams, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Watching you made me decide on Mexico. Again, I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Mazatlan. We talked about the joys of living in Mexico. And thank you so much for contributing to the channel. And I do love living in Mexico. I love it. I don't want to live anywhere else. People say, well, what about Thailand? What about Africa? What about Europe? One of my best friends in Columbus, Ohio, She's going to Portugal, and they're going to explore the islands off the coast of Portugal. And she asked me, "Oh, you ever think about moving there?" And hey, the world is so vast, but Mexico has everything that I want. I mean, I could travel the world, but flying around the world isn't as much fun as it used to be. Before, after 9/11, traveling was no more fun. I used to be in business. I traveled all around the United States all the time on airplanes. It was easy. You go to get on an airplane, you get there like 10 minutes before the flight, you walk right in, walk right out. Everything's cool and easy. No radar detectors. Radar, is that what they call them? Nothing. But those days are gone. So anyway, I'm so happy, Char, for you contributing to the channel. And I love living down here, and I'm so happy to move to Morelia, where I'll be able to get to even more places in Mexico and experience more. And maybe I'd say I have right now I'd say I have a master's on living in Mexico. Give me 5 more years, and I think I might call myself Dr. Bill Dallas Lewis, with my master being living the joys of Mexico, sharing the joys of Mexico with people. Right on. Now, what's going on down here? Thank you, Char. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Where's the camera? We have 68 people in the house. 44 people have found that like button. I think they probably use this finger right here, and they went over to the like button at the bottom. They clicked the like button. Thank you so much. We even have people contributing to the channel to help me pay my rent, and it's greatly appreciated. Allison, yes, I remembered. I said it right. Dave, there you go. There are 3 or 4 lakes within a 30-minute drive outside of Morelia. David, thank you so much. And he lives there with his beautiful wife, Maria, and her family. I get it. 67 here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy that I can walk and talk. I can breathe. I can see. If I went blind, I don't think I could make these videos. How would I get around? How would I use my computer equipment? I don't know. Here you go. You look amazing, Brother Bill. Thank you so much. Jamie, for my research, if you don't have good health insurance, it's expensive, even in Mexico, to have a heart attack, stroke, or major accident. Hey, okay, so here's the way I look at it. If I get hit by a truck and I'm dying, I'm just going to die because I can't die. I'm immortal and I'm eternal and infinite, and that's the way it goes. I'm infinite. So if I have a heart attack right now, only my body dies. I just leave the body and go into the other room where something brand new happens. So I'm not going to worry about it. Thank you. See you go. We got people in the house that know things. Right on. Miss Sam Earthly, I find the weather reasonable. The early mornings cool up until about 10 a.m. After that, it's warm in the middle of the day. Then after 5 p.m., the weather changes. It gets much cooler. I can do that. Thinking on teaching English in order to work online. I wonder how YouTubers support themselves abroad. Yes, turn it off and unplug everywhere for utilities savings. I wonder how YouTubers support themselves abroad. There are a ton of YouTubers supporting themselves abroad. There's this guy that I watch every Saturday morning and throughout the week. His name is Nick Neiman. He's an American. He has like 800,000 subscribers. And he teaches people how to pick up more subscribers, how to get more views using search optimization on YouTube. He must make like him and his brother, they got to make like $500,000 a year. They live in Thailand. And if you watch one of his broadcasts, you got to check out his equipment. He's got the microphones. He's got like multi monitors. He's got the newest equipment. He knows his stuff. And I think he's been on YouTube for about 8 years now. There are people living all over the world. Many Americans living all over the world making money online. And that's what I said earlier. If you're young, I've been making money online. Every dime that I've made for the last 20 years, I've made online. Teaching classes, Photoshop, Illustrator, web design, SEO. If you know something and you can talk to people through Zoom, through the telephone, you can work online, make lots of money anywhere in the world. But a lot of people aren't hip to that. Whatever. Ray Garcia. Beaches 4 hours from Morelia and 2 hours to Guanajuato. It's the perfect, beautiful place for me too. Yeah. Beaches 4 hours from Morelia and 2 hours to Guanajuato. Yeah, man. To get on the bus and you're in Guanajuato in 2 hours, right on with the right on. Gracias. Yeah. What a great idea. Don't know which one it was. Smart plan for conversational Spanish and elevated friendship network. We'll do the same wherever I land. Allison, does anyone know what the vibe is like in San Miguel? It's not snobby, is it? Probably sounds like a silly question, but I think of it as like Vail in the U.S. Now, last week, Kimberly was here. And we hadn't seen Kimberly. Oh God, it must be maybe 6 or 7 months. And Kimberly lives in San Miguel. And I said live, I said, Kimberly, we haven't seen you in a while. So she emailed me. She lives in San Miguel, and I forget where she's from in the United States, but I think she said like over the course of 7 months, I think both her mother and her father died, something like that. So she was going back and forth to the United States, taking care of the essentials, all that kind of stuff. And we shared information about San Miguel. She's looking to get out of San Miguel. San Miguel is very popular, but it's very expatty. And I've been to there, but I haven't been to San Miguel in about 40 years. And it's more expensive. It sounds to me like Ajijic with a much larger population and much more hills. And one day I'll go there, especially when I get to Morelia. I'm sure that I'll go there. I'll visit for like 4 days, maybe 5 days, take videos, come back with my reaction. But given all of the expats in San Miguel and that it's more expensive than a lot of other places, I'm not going. I was thinking about doing the same thing. I have chosen a training system. Do you have a preference? I can only take my current job abroad for 2 months. Yeah, just keep. Got to turn this computer back on. Keep looking around. Keep thinking. Allison, I've never been to Mexico, but we'll be moving there, then renting during the same trip, I think. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Just, yeah, come on down and join us in Morelia. Yeah. Woo, Bill. What other places did you have on your list to relocate? Actually, I thought that Mazatlan would be my last stop. Actually, but until I figured out what and God bless Canadians. And I have many wonderful Canadian friends. I've learned so much from Canadians. But Mazatlan is like the Mecca for Canadians. I mean, they've been coming here for like, it's almost like for decades. And they come here in the wintertime, and it's all Canadians. And you get some United States people. The prices for rentals and everything have just gone really up, like Puerto Vallarta. And then it's so hot in the summertime, and that's why all the Canadians leave in the summertime. But when the first time I got here to Mazatlan, it was in the wintertime, so I had no clue. But it got so hot here, I thought that this would be my last stop. But now that I know the place, I'm out of here. So, and at the time, I didn't think I would leave Chapala. I was just going to stay there. So, but doing what I do, I found Morelia by accident. Guanajuato, and the more and a video that is on my list. A video that is on my list of videos to make. It may come out in the next couple of weeks. Is about if you're coming to Mexico, don't even think that the first place you get to will be the last place. Get here, find a place. For example, let's say you go live in Ajijic or somewhere. But if you come here, get a place and travel around. See what you like. There are so many places in Mexico that are so fabulous. But you know, Malaki, I thought Malaki was kind of cool, but it's too hot and humid and too far on the West Coast. Malaki was cool. Morelia is excellent. Guanajuato, Leon is okay. So I don't know. I'm just going to live and learn and just keep on going. That's all I can do. Okay. Advice did computer tech on protecting electronics from high. What advice did computer tech share on protecting? He just said, you really can't do it. I mean, what do you do? You know, just keep it plugged into the keep your computer plugged in to the surge protector and turn it off when you're not using it and unplug it. Looking for ease my life, body and mind by way of ease in Mexico. Escape from the rat race is everything. Ken Art. Portugal apparently is affordable with a wonderful climate. Also, I've heard fabulous things about Portugal. I think most parts of Portugal might be a bit more expensive than Mexico. I'm not sure about that. And I have run into some very wealthy Mexicans who were planning to move to Portugal because they were worried about the stability of the Mexican government. And that happened. These were people, wealthy Mexicans that I met in Guadalajara. Dominique. San Miguel seems like it is full of expats. San Miguel is a famous place, and famous places pick up a lot of expats. And I'm gonna I'm staying away from the famous places, and I hope that I don't make Morelia too famous. And look who has shown up with a late check-in from New Jersey, none other than Crapo Productions, Dr. John in the house from New Jersey. Always great to see you in the house. And I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to offend anybody because I don't know who it really is, but Dr. John, because he is a retired doctor in New Jersey. And we did an interview. Dr. John was one of my first interviews, and we did it remotely on Zoom or something like that. But Dr. John has to be, and he went to med school in Guadalajara years ago, because Dr. John, he's like 105 years old, right? He doesn't look anything like his, he's like 105. When he was going to med school in Guadalajara, they used horse and buggies and stuff like that, lived in teepees. But Dr. John, if he wasn't the first subscriber on the channel, he had to be number 2. Dr. John's been with us forever, and God bless you, Dr. John, and I hope your family. Dr. John, I guess he has a son or daughter that lives in Pennsylvania and just had a grandchild. I think it was like a year ago, but God bless Dr. John and Ken Art. Coburd, call options for online income is easy. Ooh, Coburd, call. Oh, first of all, Ken Art, thank you for contributing to the channel. And Ken Art hasn't told us a lot about himself, but about a month ago, or maybe it's 6 weeks ago, he did say that he's a day trader. And people who know, and so he does this for a living. And so Ken Art doing day trading, and about a month ago, he told us online that, well, this week I made like $8,000. So he contributed $100 to the channel. He says, this is your cut. So, I mean, there are so many things that you can do online. Do it now while you're young, or figure out how to use what you know to use it online. And Ken Art, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. Also, and I'm talking out of my I'm talking out of my butt right now, but I know search engine optimization, so I know how to help people find me on the internet. I know how to do it. So I swear to God, there are so many lonely people on the planet that speak English. I bet you could offer a service. Where I'll talk to you and listen to you for an hour, and I'm only going to charge you $30 an hour. That's it. Move to Mexico, learn search engine optimization. I can teach you search engine optimization in like 1 hour, and get a little website that'll cost you like $35 a year. And I bet if you would offer that service, I bet you charge $30 an hour. You could charge probably $40 an hour. I'll listen to you talk for $40 an hour. There's something almost anybody could do. I could do that. There's all kinds of stupid stuff that you can do online, make money, and go live somewhere cheap. Ken Art. What was this? Crapo. A couple of hearts. Right on, Doc. Richard. Popular countries in Latin America, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Ecuador, Brazil. Many people forget about Nicaragua, very affordable and not too many expats. There are a lot of places. There's a lot of places on the planet. And as soon as I heard about how cheap Thailand was, but I'm 68. I'm staying here. I'll travel through Mexico. PJ, when I lived on the beach in Baja, that's the peninsula, the elements from the ocean have a way of getting all up in everything: wires, TVs, screws, computers, all things metal, and kills them. I would cover my electronics. Yeah, and that is a trip. And this is very important. What PJ is talking about here. You live near the ocean. The ocean, where's the ocean's like right over here? It's 3 blocks away. And the people that clean the facilities, they have to sweep all the facilities every day. In Puerto Vallarta, it was like that sand every day. I got dust. I can clean my countertop. And if I leave my doors and windows open, you got to be cleaning every day because of this dust and everything. It's every day. You got to clean every day. Yeah, that's another thing. Along with the heat and humidity, PJ, you are exactly right. Search engine optimization can change your life. Okay, La Dolce Vita, you're absolutely right, Bill. It's called emphatic listener. It's a huge, look at that. I just made it up. That's funny. Now I'm hurt. I'm hurt now because I thought I made that up. That is so funny. I don't, an emphatic listener. There you go, man. All you need is some search engine optimization and just listen to people talk. You don't have to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a doctor or anything. You don't even need a license. People are bummed out or they're just lonely. I mean, they just want somebody to sit there and say, okay. That's all you got to do. Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right. And let them give you $50, $60 an hour. Yeah, I'm serious. And you can do that. You can be like 19 years old. Yeah, if you're 19 years old and you live in Texas and you sick of what's going on in Texas and you're 19, come on down here to Mexico, learn some SEO, get a website, and listen to old people that are all bummed out about living in the United States. There you go. Hey, Bill, Maria and I went to El Centro last week and saw Mucho Gringos. I hope it was just a tour. That's funny. That is hilarious. I hope it was just a tour. I bet it was. Thank you. I'm sure she's saying you're welcome. Yeah, right on. Covered call, investing in the safe version of day trading. I am disabled and visually impaired, looking through one eye. If I can do it, anyone can. That's right on, man. Thank you, Ken Art, for sharing that with us. Covered call investing is a safe version of day trading, and he's making good money. There's so many ways to make money online. I mean, pretty much I've been working for myself probably 40 years doing weird stuff. Oh God, I've been doing weird stuff for 40 years because working for the man. No, I can't show up. I can't put. I used to have 10 suits, 10 brand new suits, and on Sundays, my dad taught me how to iron shirts really good because he was in the Navy. I could iron shirts perfectly. So Sunday afternoon, I get some spray starch, set up my iron and ironing board. I'd iron 10 shirts or 5 shirts for the week. Had ties and shiny shoes. My dad was in the Navy, taught me how to spit shine my shoes, and I go off to the corporate job. Yeah, I was very good at it. Corporate job. No, no way. No, if you're young, you don't have to go to that corporate job. You don't have to do that regular thing. You go somewhere and work for yourself, make money, and live somewhere where you want to live, where there's no snow and no humidity. Well, people are falling down. People are falling out. Now we got 62 people in the house. Oh, now we got 61. And we got 54 likes. There you go. Char, I wondered about SEO for years. If you offer a class, I'll take it. Just think about it. Yeah, I teach SEO. I can teach you SEO in an hour. Yeah, just email me and we'll set up a time. Yeah, email me. We'll set up a time. I teach online. Yeah, and it's not hard. It's pretty simple. Email me and let me let's hide that char. Let's go over here. Yeah, email me at this address, bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. And we can set up a little session. And I'll do it for you for free. I'll give you a half an hour free. Then you can figure out what you want to do. But that's only for char. No, only for char. Okay, now what else is happening? Oh, here we go. Axel Foley. Retiring to Mexico is ideal because of its proximity to the U.S. to see family and friends, access to international flights, and use a base to travel throughout Central and South America. Thank you, Axel Foley. And I tell you what, I do have friends and family in the United States. Like I have some very good friends in Columbus, Ohio, and I have some family that I would actually like to see that live in Columbus, Ohio. Also, I have some wonderful friends and family that live in New Jersey, right across the river from New York City. Yeah, I would like to, and I think about going to visit them, but I tell you what, man, I have no desire to step one toe in the United States and pay for it. What? I'm going to go to the United States and have to pay money to go there. I got to pay like, $700 round trip to go there and sit in the airport, to sit in the airplane, then get a hotel or something, rent a car. I'm going to pay money to go to the United States. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm staying right here. I ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Nope. Not unless if Taylor Swift calls me this afternoon and she sends her jet down here to pick me up, and I don't know where she lives, but she flies me to the city she lives in, and she wants to show me all around town and everything. Okay, I'll go to the United States. That's the only way I'm going to the United States. There you go, right there. So Taylor Swift, if you're listening, Hook me up. Yeah, that's right. Yes, people agreeing. There you go. Ken Art, where can you learn about call investing? Very good question. Here we go. Thank you for, Sandra's Got Voice. Sandra's Got Voice. Thank you for your service, Bill. Greatly appreciated. Sandra's Got Voice. You are very welcome. Hey, we'll pay for your classes also, Bill, on SEO. Help us on ourselves. Be great in Mexico. I'm over the toxicity that is American workplace. Add politics and racism. Work in the States is, I hear you on all of that. Char, you ain't said nothing but a word. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Okay. Me too. Yeah. I'll hook you up. Ken Art, what is call investing? Okay? We got people that want to do stuff here. Milu would join class as way, Bill, if the price is right. Yeah, my price is $45 an hour. And yep, there you go. Would join your class as well, Bill, if the price is right. I do one-on-one. It's $45 an hour. Okay. So grateful. Oh, hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. Each and every one. Let's see what is on my list here. Okay. I got to, now I did. Now on my list here, again, happy Father's Day to all you fathers. Dr. John, happy Father's Day and happy Grandpa's Day, specifically to Dr. John. Now, next on my list actually is my refrigerator. Now, I don't think that this would be specific to Mexico, but I tell you what, when you live, they have water bugs throughout Mexico. You can be in super nice restaurants and you're looking at the dining room table. You got fabulous. You're drinking Dom Perignon, waiting on your filet mignon to show up. And all of a sudden you see a big cockroach about this big walking across your plate. I mean, Mexico, Mexicans have told me repeatedly, well, you're in the jungle. And I've lived in the jungle, and Mexico is the jungle. You ain't in Kansas, Dorothy, you in the jungle. And down here, they have all kinds of insects. So to protect myself from insects, what is on my list here? Let's see if that works. Yeah, to protect myself from insect infestation. Where am I? Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on. To protect myself from insect infestation, I use my refrigerator is my garbage storage area, because if you leave a crumb on your countertop in the kitchen, you can come back and there'll be 200 ants on that crumb on your countertop like an hour later, And if you make it a habit of that, then the ants have figured out where you are. And once the ants figure out where you are, you're screwed, man. Then they're in all they're everywhere. And the ants, they can whip and I haven't talked about roaches. I've stayed away from the roaches, but once the ants figure out where your stuff is, then the roaches are not far behind. So I have a trash bag in my freezer just for crumbs. I keep my empty beer cans. I keep my empty beer cans in the freezer because gnats love empty beer cans and my empty Coca-Cola cans. I keep them in the freezer. Um, if I eat chicken and I got chicken bones, all the chicken bones are in the freezer. This week, when I ate that shrimp from the restaurant at home with Rudy and Sheila, okay, I had barbecue sauce. Yeah, barbecue sauce. Yeah, or some kind of sauce on the shrimp. So all that was on my fingers. So I had dirty napkins. I wiped my napkins off. I'm not putting that in the trash can. The ants are going to find it in the smell from the barbecue sauce. They got superhero ants down here. Superhero ants. I'm not putting dirty napkins after I wipe my hand. If I eat a cheeseburger, I got ketchup on the napkin and some mayonnaise, maybe a crumb from the hammer. I'm not putting that in my generic trash can. No, that's going in the freezer. All empty cans, empty milkshakes, empty anything's going in the fridge. And I don't have any insects at all. Okay, what else do I have? Yeah, dirty. Oh, sometimes I'm lazy. Sometimes I'll make I cook at home all the time, because once you cook at home in Mexico, it's just so inexpensive. It's so crazy how much money you save cooking at home in Mexico. But I make big meals, cook at home. Sometimes the food is so good, I get lazy and I don't want to do my dishes. Yep. So I guess I could just leave the dishes in the sink for a couple of hours or a day. Nope. You can't do that in Mexico, because in a day, there are going to be maggots in there, ants and roaches having a big talk about cartels. They got insect cartels down here. Roaches, ants, and maggots and flies. Oh my. Roaches and maggots and flies. Oh my. Yeah. If you don't put your stuff away down here in Mexico, they come. So if I get lazy, I don't want to do my dishes, that goes in the general cooling refrigerator. Yeah, man. And then, sometimes I might have, right now, I think I got one dirty dish in the refrigerator with and it's got maybe some old food on it, a knife, a fork, and a spoon, maybe. Yeah. So I use my refrigerator to hide from the index, and maybe that's a good tip for somebody. Oh, also on my list, these are little tips for when you move to Mexico, or if you live in Mexico now. I spray, as soon as I get a new trash bag out, I got a trash bag right down here. All of my trash bags, I spray them with Raid. I don't just put the trash bag in the little container. I spray it with Raid regularly. That's another thing to do. Okay, now. Okay, I'm just going down my list here. What's Pretty Boy got to talk about? Another great Saturday. Hope you and all in the house have a great weekend and week. See you next weekend. Peace and love to all. Thank you, Pretty Boy Brian Maiden, so much for joining us today. Bugs sound like Houston, Texas. Expressly thumb size. Yep. Palmetto bugs, aka huge roaches. Just keep everything clean and no garbage in home overnight. You are so right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dominique. A spray bottle with distilled vinegar will be on hand for quick cleanup for sure. Yeah. Now, a woman down here, and she used to live right down the street. I clicked the wrong button. There we go. And she told me about that vinegar thing. So I got a spray bottle. I put vinegar in it and I sprayed it around. She says, "Oh yeah, ants hate vinegar. Yeah, ants. Put some vinegar and spray that around. That'll keep the ants out." That didn't do crap. Mexicans don't care about vinegar. Mexican ants hardly give a crap about some Raid. Yeah, roaches too. Jamie, good show, Bill. Thank you, Jamie, so much for joining us today. Thank you for clicking the like button and contributing to the channel, Jamie. Thank you so much. David, hey, Bill, you're right about the ants and cockroaches. We just had our house sprayed and haven't seen anything lately. It was very inexpensive. Yeah, and they come in Mexico. The exterminators in Mexico are for real, man. And I've had that done a few times in other houses. I haven't done it here. Thank you, Dave. Mint plants, certain flowers, and distilled water, apple cider vinegar diluted in water, like Dominic says, in every wash. PJ, great Saturday, Mamo. Have a great week, you and everyone. To Nora Wilson, I remember when I was working in a group home, the ants were so bold, they would run up to you whenever you got close to the countertop. That's funny. That is hilarious. That is truly hilarious. Okay, you guys. Well, we're getting ready to sign off for this Saturday. We've been here for a couple of hours. We picked up 57 likes. Some people have contributed to the channel to help me pay my rent. That is greatly appreciated. And for those of you that are watching the replay, I should say this earlier in the broadcast, but for those of you that are watching the not live version and you want to contribute to the channel, in the description below, you just click. It's about 6 paragraphs down, because the first 5 paragraphs is all search engine optimization. So below that, it'll say donate to the channel. You can click that and you go in there. Then you can use Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or PayPal if you want to contribute to the channel. Let me look at my list. Oh, yes. Let me look at my list a little bit more here, see what's going on. Oh, yeah, I think I got everything. Yeah, I got everything on the list. Right on. So we're getting ready to get out of here. Getting ready to go pick up my laundry. I want to thank everybody for joining us this Saturday. We only have 2 more weekends of broadcasting live from Mazatlan, because in 3 weeks from today, I will be living in Morelia in my brand new apartment. Dominique, you are very welcome. Miss Sam, she talking now. I cannot live with roaches. I am terrified of creepy, crawly things here in Morelia. They pick trash away. I use my storage bags and discard every night. You got to do that in Mexico for sure. Muchas gracias y todos. Happy Father's Day to all dads. And I share, honestly uninterested. Moving is so much fun. It is a total delight. I can't wait. So you guys, I'm getting out of here. It's been fun. Once again, let me check my video clips, make sure that I got everything. Did I get any still images? Okay, we're good to go. So, you guys, I'm Bill the Geek. Bill, you have my email address already. Okay, send it again. I get a lot of emails. Okay, I got to come over here, click this. Yes, and I don't have a lot of stuff. Thank God I don't have a lot of stuff. Okay, so let me click this button and then click this button. And I'm just going to say, this is Bill the Geek broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. And this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. And we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We're not going to Thailand, I don't think. So I want to thank everybody for coming, for sharing your ideas. I thank you guys for sharing information to questions that I didn't have the answers to and helping other people out. Thanks for just showing up in general. Thanks for clicking the like button. Thank you for donating to our channel so that we can keep on doing this for years to come. So that's all I got to say. So I'm just going to say adios, amigos, hasta luego, que te vaya bien. Love you all. Have a great rest of the weekend, Father's Day, all of that. Bye-bye.